If you already have experience with the network protocols or the OSI model for networking, you would easily relate this telecommunication protocol with the OSI model. Uh, these are the layers of protocol used in telecommunication system. On the topmost layer you'll find the user part. The user part is equivalent to the application layer. Plus, you can say a couple of other functionalities also, because there is no direct correlation between the OSI model and the SS7 stack, because SS7 stack was developed and designed before the OSI model was introduced. But there are still some functionalities. There are still similarities between these two models. Uh, So the user part is basically the application. Let's take example of ISUP protocol. ISUP is a user part protocol. So if there are two network entities, let's say exchange of Verizon and the exchange of Bharti Airtel. So these two entities need to communicate using SS7 suite of protocols. Then this is the common process that the message has to go through, that the control information has to go through before it reaches the other exchange. So let's say I'll take an example of IAM message. So IAM message uh, is used in is an ISUP protocol, which is used for initiating a new call. So let's say network entity 1 wants to send a message to network entity 2, that is the exchange of let's say Bharti Airtel, and it is trying to send the ISUP IAM message. Now let us not get deep into the structure of this message. Let's say it's just a packet of information. Now this packet of information will be handed over to the MTP3 layer. MTP3 layer is these MTP layers are basically the message transport protocol. They are equivalent to the the network layer, the OSI layer 3, the network layer of OSI model. So MTP3 layer is concerned with routing the message to the correct endpoint. Just like in the OSI model, the IP layer contains the information about the address of other part, the address of the destination, and it handles the routing information. In the same way, MTP3 layer here is concerned with the routing of the message. Now, similar to the network, the OSI model, the IP layer. Here we have in the OSI model, we have IP address as the routing information, but here the network entities are identified using point codes. Point code is the addressing information of network entities in telecommunication protocol. An MTP3 layer deals with routing the message using these point codes. Now, once the MTP3 layer has decided which link to use based on the point code of destination, it will send the information to MTP2 layer. Now, MTP2 layer is similar to the link layer in the OSI model. In the OSI model, the link layer is mainly concerned with transmission of data in the frame, along with some kind of error checking to avoid to basically do the verification of each packet before handing over to the top layer. So in the same way, that flow control is implemented in the MTP layer 2. It is similar to data link layer. So along with the main message, you have some CRC code, some verification code attached to the user information, to the packet, and then it is sent to the MTB1 layer. MTB1 layer is basically the bits and bytes level information, like which voltage signal is used for transmitting 1 and which for transmitting 0. So that way MTP1 layer is equivalent to the physical layer. So this is the way how the network entity 1 sends the information back to the physical layer. Now from the physical layer, the MTP2 layer of the destination entity to the destination exchange, it picks up the frame and analyzes the packet for any error checking and verification. After the error checking, it verifies that packet and sends that packet to MTP3 layer. Now MTP3 layer is again concerned with the routing protocol, the routing information about the packet. Now here it will see that okay, this packet was intended for me only. Then it will basically send the packet to user part. Now there are some network entities that act just as a relay from one entity to another entity. They are called signaling transfer points, STPs. Those STPs are like routers in our OSI model. So here I'm not taking example of router. Here it's just another endpoint. So after the routing information has been checked by MTP3, it is handed over to the user part. The user part is the application part on the second network exchange, and there it will receive the eyes up IM message and identify, okay, this is the command for initiating the call. Likewise, other eyes up messages are initiated and they are handed over.